On November 1st of 2025, LEGO is releasing a grand total of 2 LEGO sets for their new wave with a bunch of gift with purchases, and today I'm ranking every single one of them. Starting off with set 21363, The Goonies, with a retail price of $330. 12 minifigures and 2,912 pieces. So not exactly price per piece, doesn't even reach the $3,000 or 3,000 piece count. But I don't really know a lot about Goonies. I've never watched the movie, but I know a lot of people are very excited for this, and I don't think it's a bad set to get. Of course, I'll talk more about that in my buyer's guide. Here's all the minifigs. It comes with 12, which is actually a very good amount. They seem to have some pretty good detail overall, and I've seen the actual set, like a lot of videos about that, the designer like reveal and everything. There's actually a lot of cool like play features and nods to the movie, which I find is actually really cool, especially because this is obviously geared towards 18 plus being display. Overall, I think this is actually a pretty good set, and considering there's only technically two official ones releasing on November 1st, I'll throw this one up in S tier or day one buy, which I will talk about the GWP later. But the actual set will go in day one buy. Here's a quick recap of all the rankings for the video. And here is the Goonies GWP, being the Walsh's attic, which I believe is like one of the characters' like parents. And it comes with this really cool room, which is actually built really cool. It's like some triangle technique. It actually looks pretty nice. I believe it's for the day one purchases. I'm not sure how long it lasts, but actually is a pretty cool feature here. I believe this is a sticker on this clear like translucent door, and you can actually put a figure that you get in the Goonies set behind it, and it'll look like it has the mouth. As you can see, there's like an empty spot here. If you fit a like figure from one of the Goonies set, I believe I don't remember what figure exactly, but if you put one of them here, then you can actually have like the full face, which I believe is a scene from the movie, so that is also really, really cool to have in the set. It's basically just a bunch of junk. I believe this does have a couple stickers in it, which isn't the greatest, but still, I feel like it is a pretty cool GWP one that I'd probably remember. And overall, pretty cool. Definitely makes me want to get this day one. And this isn't really a buyer's guide. My buyer's guide for November 1st is either coming out today or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this. But I would definitely recommend getting it day one so you can get this with your purchase. So I'll probably rank this one right below the actual set. Now for one of the most controversial sets of the entire year, which is the Tropical Aquarium with 4,154 pieces, with a retail price of $480, which is kind of crazy, and there's not even any minifigures. I know I said that the Goonies set wasn't that overpriced, even though Price Breeze doesn't match up. This one, it still doesn't match up, and it doesn't even come with anything to redeem that at all. It's literally a fish tank, and they didn't even fill in all these sides either. You only get the back side filled up. I believe you do get some new elements in this set, like the certain fins for the fishes here, but besides that, I don't think there's honestly anything good. I believe there's different like ways you can pose the fish. I think there's a couple play features, but honestly, there's absolutely no reason why I would get this, not even with the GWP, which is the fish tank filler and fish food, which I think actually like clips on to the side of the fish tank, and it comes with some food and then I guess a micro-sized aquarium, but it has this weird like waterfall going over it. Would have been really cool if this, I think it's actually a filter, a fish tank filter, so it doesn't show any images like clipping onto the side, but I thought it was weird that it was, of course, like a filter, so would go on the side of the fish tank, but it has like a micro fish inside of it, which is kind of weird, and I don't think it looks that good of a build. It's a really cool idea, but I would also like to see it clipped onto the actual build, which is in none of the images, and I feel like they definitely could have built it better. I don't know why there's a fish inside of the filter, but also comes with the food, which actually has a really cool technique to make it seem like it's like open and then you can pour it in, and I believe that is a sticker, and it just uses the normal GWP box, which actually is the instructions inside. Another lazy part in Lego that of course they couldn't fix for this set, but for the more quote-unquote high value ones like the Goonies, they can do a full box, but not for this fish tank one, because of course why waste money? Because no one's really going to get a $480 fish tank. And that's why I'm putting both of these in F tier. Honestly, no reason to get any of these, and I believe both of these are actually LEGO Store exclusives, which is actually kind of crazy. And also, the Tropical Aquarium releases on November 16th for insiders, and then, of course, well, the first for insiders, and then if you're not, on the 14th. But the Goonies set releases on the 4th, which is kind of weird why they're waiting longer for the fish tank. I guess it's because a bunch of people want the Goonies that don't have insiders, which also it's free. So if you're getting one of these sets, you definitely would recommend getting it. And obviously, it'll be the Goonies rather than the fish tank. But that's also a really cool parallel. And there's honestly no reason why this one would be released on the 16th. Maybe it's like National Fish Day or something. Honestly, I have no idea. Either my buyer's guide is already out or it's releasing tomorrow, again, depending on when you're watching this. But of course, there is a lot of GWPs that I can talk about, even a Black Friday set, which I'll talk about in my buyer's guide, which will definitely be informative if you're planning on buying one of the two sets releasing on November 1st. And just in case you missed it, here is the final ranking of every set releasing on November 1st of 2025.